Hey, what's up guys? You already know me, Reaper Wolf 68 here, and I'm bringing you this video because I actually have a lot on my mind going on right now about something that I saw in this game particularly. Um, alright, let's get into it. I was opening cards that you get from the add-ons, and essentially they're for endurance mode, and endurance mode is essentially like, kind of like Minecraft when you think about it. According to the description, I haven't played it yet, but I plan to. According to the description, you raid tombs. It's multiplayer. There's co-op, and you raid tombs together with your friend. You hunt monsters. You you hunt animals. You use their fur to make new equipment, to stay warmer, to eat, and to survive, and that's really awesome. But that's not exactly what I'm here to talk to you about. So for endurance mode, you have these cards, so to speak, and they give you bonuses. And I was opening these packs, and as you can see, all these cards have they have something in common. It's a theme, and it seems survival themed. So you got battle hunger, bloodlust, cold arms. You got this cold-blooded, conflict of interest, dead winter, deep freeze, frostbite, hot-blooded, and you get it. You understand what I'm saying. But then you keep going and you see this, a card called Kane, and I'm just like, what? It doesn't make sense. It does not match up with any of the titles of the other cards. And when you read it, it says melee finishers grant a medium amount of food. So it's like a siphoning kind of ability. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. I didn't really think too much of it, so I kept going on, and I see this shit, another card called Raziel, and I put two and two together, and I'm just like, oh my god, could they be hinting? And if you're wondering, then let me explain to you. Now, Kain was from a game for PlayStation 1 called Blood Omen Legacy of Kain, and it came out in 1996. Now, Kain was a vampire, and essentially the game took place. The game had a view that was like bird's eye view. It was top down, and it was pretty bloody. I've never played it myself, which is a shame. I've only played maybe about an hour of it. I was really young at the time. I barely remember too much of it. But there's not much I can tell you story wise, except for that this universe, Legacy of Kain, takes place in a place called Nosgoth, and this game, Blood Omen Legacy of Kain, was the forefather of all the other games that came out in the franchise. Alright, so next up is Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. And I have a lot to tell you about this game. I've played a lot of it when I was younger, and I was a little bit older to remember most of it. First off, this game came out in 1999, and you played as Raziel. He was one of Kain's followers. I believe he was the leader of a vampire clan, of his own clan, but the thing is, Raziel evolved faster than Kain did, and Kain's the leader. Kain didn't like that shit at all. He grew his wings out. So, as punishment, Kain killed him. He threw him into a whirlpool of death. I guess it was assiduous because the vampires in this lore, they can't survive in water. And Raziel deteriorated. He died. But the Elder God resurrected him, and he got brought back to life, and he became a Soul Reaver. It speaks for itself. Instead of drinking blood to survive, he ate the souls of his enemies. Like, what the fuck? It was amazing. That shroud around his face, that was the emblem of his clan. And he pulls it off, and his mouth starts glowing. He has no lower jaw. That's why he wears that. And he would suck up the soul of any weakened enemies in the area, and it would, regenerate him and all that stuff. And it was just super badass. So, from the time you died and you got resurrected, 1,500 years passed, and a lot of things went to shit from that point on to when Raziel got reanimated. And I don't recall ever seeing the Elder God that brought you back to life, but he spoke to you a lot throughout the game. He was sort of like your guide. So essentially, Raziel, this entire game, he's hunting down Kane for revenge. Excuse me. And he meets up with his brothers, Melchiah, Duma, Rahab, and uh, Zephon. I can't believe I remember those names. So essentially, what you do, you fight them, and they're not regular vampires. They're all they're all twisted and deformed, and it became like real, like, not vampire monsters, but just ugly, really disgusting monsters. And Raziel is so angry that everyone betrayed him that he ended up killing his four brothers and ate their souls and became stronger. And he went straight for Kane's ass. And this game, wow, this game was awesome. From eating souls to impaling enemies, setting people on fire, and all the puzzles. The music was pretty good too. And the combat, it was a little sticky. It was hard to do things, but it's a PlayStation 1 game. You can't be mad at that. This game, this game was lit. This was a legit game. Alrighty, next up is Soul Reaver 2. And I'm not going to talk too much about this game because I never got a chance to play it. And yeah, I know it's pretty sad. It's a really good game, really great series, but I just never got a chance. But this game came out in 2001. And the year after, in 2002, Blood Omen 2 got released, and both games were released for the PS2 and I believe PC. But I never got a chance to play both, so I won't know. I don't know anything about what happened in those games. I didn't look them up. I'm not gonna look them up. I want to eventually play them myself and see. Um, wow, there's not much to say because I have no information for you. But if you're interested, you can just go wiki up the storylines behind these games because if you haven't played one game, you're not gonna understand anything that's going on in the story for these games. Sad truth. Now, here we are on Legacy of Kain Defiance. Now, this game came out in 2003 on the PS2, and I never got a chance to finish this game because I never owned it. I borrowed it off of a friend, and he ended up moving away, so I had to, return the game and stuff. Never got to finish it. But I can tell you that this game was going good. Like it's a little bit like God of War. You have your air combos, the complexity of the combos, the whole kill system. The core of the game mechanics was really really good. Um, you get to play, which was I found really interesting. You get to play as Kain and Raziel in this one game. You took turns using them, and the story. Oh my God, it was so confusing. I never understood what the fuck was going on because Kain would be in one place and Raziel would be chasing after him. But whenever Raziel caught up to wherever Kain was, the two the environments were different. Like Kane's environment, it looked more alive and sprightly. I don't know how to say it. Raziel's world looked a lot more dark and sinister. Like he was in a different space and time, but in the same area, if that makes sense. So like if they were in the same spot together at the same time, they still would not be able to see each other. They were like they were in a different time zone, and I never understood what the hell was going on, and I don't think I ever will unless I look at videos. But like I said, I don't want to. I wanna go and do this on my own. Um, this game was outstanding. Gameplay, graphics, music, the amount of content for the two characters, the upgrades. Raziel would use the Soul Reaver, obviously, and he would get uh all these different elements. He had wind, fire, water, ice, light, dark, and earth. Did I say wind? Yeah, I said wind already. He would get a crazy amount of different like attributes for the sword, and so did Kain. In fact, their abilities kind of mirrored off of each other. Raziel had to eat souls to regenerate and live, and he had to feed his Soul Reaver souls to so it can stay strong. Kain had to do the same thing, but instead with blood. Kain had to feed. He had to feed the blade to make sure he and the weapon stayed strong. Kain, one of his greatest abilities was telekinesis, and I cannot stress the fact enough that it was extremely fun to pick people up and throw them into spiked spike statues on the walls and just like instant kill them. The humans were completely pathetic. They had no chance. Um, like I said, I can't really talk to you too much about the story because shit, it confused the shit out of me too, and I was still a little young. Um, if you're interested in like understanding this universe, by all means go and wiki it. Don't let me stop you. And if you were looking forward to like hearing more information about the story, I apologize because I kind of went off track. I was supposed to be talking about, why I believe that they're working on a reboot, which is the whole reason why I made this video. That is exactly what I think. I think they're going to make a reboot. Why? Why mention the names of two really awesome characters in a Tomb Raider game and not have any incentive to bring that franchise back to life? Raziel and Kane are two really outstanding game characters in awesome game universes, and I feel like they should be rebooted. If Tomb Raider is successful, why wouldn't the Legacy of Kane be successful? That's my thought process right there. Like, I know there's a lot of people complaining and bitching that, Tomb Raider 1 wasn't an actual Tomb Raider game because the quote-unquote tombs weren't, like the old-fashioned tombs. They were pretty easy, but people aren't realizing that the game companies are trying to build a foundation, and that foundation is really strictly story-based, and they're trying to paint us a picture. Who was Lara Croft before she was the Lara Croft we all know and love? And I feel like the first Tomb Raider reboot did a damn good job at showing us who she was and how she became who she is. So I really had no quarrels with being able to beat the tombs in like 2 minutes. Because, I was like, you know what, they're definitely going to make a sequel and it's going to be way better. And you know what? They did. And it is. The first 40 minutes of my gameplay videos in Rise of the Tomb Raider is outstanding. Like, that game is breathtaking. It's dangerous, it's full of action, and it pumps the adrenaline. And, yeah, going back to my original statement, like, why not? I feel like after they milk the most profit they can get from Tomb Raider, they're gonna go and start working on the Legacy of Kain. If not, they probably already are. A Legacy of Kain game came out, and it was called Jesus. It was called Nosgoth, but it was originally named Legacy of Kain, Dead Sun. But I remember reading that Square Enix was the ones that didn't like the story, so they just like cut it out of the game, and they made the game a completely online multiplayer experience. And according to the people who've played it that I know, they said it wasn't a bad game, but it got canceled anyway. So it just leaves you to wonder what exactly the fuck's going on over there. But you know what? As a gamer, all I can do is hope, pray, and wish. And yeah, hope, pray, and wish. Jesus, I would love to see those games on the next gen graphics, next gen consoles. Man, everything. It would be awesome. There's really nothing else to say about it. So last but not least, I just want to thank Daniel Cabuco for the two pictures of the vampires I used to show you guys, to give you guys an idea of what they look like, because I felt like pictures were necessary to show you the characters so you'd have a better idea. And I would also like to throw thanks to Jennifer Shadow Cosplay, the woman dressed up as an awesome vampire from Blood Omen 2. Thank you guys. And for anyone else who's been following my videos, uh, hit the like button and subscribe. It keeps me going. And I plan to upload more videos of Tomb Raider, but I'm going to school and working at the same time, so I might have to slow down on that whole thing, cause midterms is coming up. So I want to thank you in advance for the patience and the support, and I will see you guys in another video, in another time, in another space. This is Wolf, signing off.